And feel free to send me a chat saying I can start.
Wonderful.
Hello. Ooh, that was, let me turn that off. Give me a second. Hold on. All right, that's better. That's better. Hey, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening to all of you out there. Happy, happy Pride. And I'm very honored to be here with all of you this evening. My name is Kelly Suzanne Saulsberry, and I am a trustee at Chicago House, a member of the Leadership Advisory Council at Affinity Community Services, and a supporter of the amazing work of YEPP, Youth Empowerment Performance Project and Brave Space Alliance. Thank you for joining all four of these organizations for a unique and collaborative virtual experience dedicated to raising the voices of Black and queer Chicagoans during a moment of history when we are forced to scream at the top of our lungs. This week, 2 Black men were found hanged in California. Last week, 2 trans women of color were viciously murdered, Raya Milton and Dominique Remy Fells. Before that, the entire world watched a white cop murder George Floyd. Before that, Breonna Taylor was shot to death in her home by police. And before that, Ahmaud Arbery was chased down and murdered while on a jog. It's hard to celebrate Pride during a moment in time like this, during a series of reminders of the abusing, beating, lynching, and murdering of Black lives that have taken place over centuries. But it's easy to remember that Black lives are queer lives, and queer people are also Black people. And tonight, we will rejoice in the power of our voices through storytelling, spoken word, and song, because our voices matter. You'll hear from queer people, young people, older people, and Black people. You'll hear stories and you'll hear songs. And most importantly, you'll hear the sounds of people who demand to be heard and demand for change to happen. I'm excited for what we will see this evening and what we will hear this evening. And at this time, I'm so excited. I'd like to introduce your MC for the evening, the one, only, fabulous, fly, and fierce, Lucy Stoole.
Hello, everybody.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. Bear with me. I'm having like the worst tech issues today. So I was saying, Lucy, thank you so much for joining us. I'm very honored to have you as our MC tonight. We're very lucky to have you. And in 2019, at least 27 transgender individuals were killed, and we know that at least 15 transgender individuals who've been taken from us this year alone. The majority were Black transgender women. I want to take a moment of silence to remember them all and the LGBTQ people who've been senselessly murdered, especially in the wake of the anniversary of the massacre at Pulse nightclub. So let's just take a moment of silence, everyone. Thank you. Lucy?
All righty, so I am going to take over from here. Thank you so much, Kelly, for that introduction and the introduction to this evening. Tonight is important for so many reasons, but one of the things that I believe to be the most true about tonight is that Black voices need to be heard. Black people need to be seen. Our talent needs to be celebrated and shared across the world. And that's one of the most important things that's going to be happening this evening. So thank you all so much for joining us for this. And we're going to go ahead and get this show moving right along here on the eve of Juneteenth. On the eve of Juneteenth, we are bringing you a beautiful show to enjoy. So let's go ahead and we're going to get started with our first performer, who is near and dear to my heart. I like to think of her as one of my children, but I also enjoy her presence so much for so many reasons. One of them being is that she has taught me so much about being a Black person and being a Black trans-identifying person in this world that we're living in right now. So can we please welcome to the stage, Miss Zola Makeda. We need to unmute Miss Zola. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, my love, we can.
Period. Hello. Thank you all for being here and watching us and appreciating Blackness and transness and queerness in its entirety. I am really happy to be here to help honor that. And to help honor that, I am going to give you a little poem / story. As a writer, I don't really know where I delineate the poems and the stories. They all just kind of become one. But I hope you like it a lot. It's called Good Hope, and here it goes. I was birthed by many things, honed and crafted in wombs of flesh and bone, wood and leather, clay stretched and craft in wombs of sacred sugarcane, my unsweetened southern hymn, in wombs of opaque masses of cotton clouds rising from pots that caused all those around them to stop and partake. I derived love from TTs and papas and familial baby mamas, and I heard whispers of the divine in my mother's laughter and saw glimpses of glory lie in my father's smile. I was bathed in ancestral hopes and sleeping dreams, and I was bed in blankets of visions and set to pass. And I climbed atop the tales of my tomorrow, regaled to me in great jubilance by all those who bore me as though they were prophets with gilded tongues and scripts of my infinity. And at the summit of this great precipice of promise was a mirror, formed by the heap of their projected prophecy, yet no glass, only open air. I cast myself into gaze and saw something that was not me, only it was. Mouth agape and eyes like Niobe, every vein protruding from the skin, plumb and pulsating roots, water flowing from every orifice like the Mississippi. I was rooted, immobilized in its grasp. This is what lie atop their mountain of dreams. I ran. Quickly descending, I could hear the once sweetly singing sires of my propensity now writhing about in my mind, letting loose a frenzied barrage of degradations upon me, my ears ringing and pulsating with pain as if they were pierced by hammer and nail like Christ in his cross, a crucifixion. And all I could think was, I thought you left me. I see my mother, Weeping over irises bloomed in my likeness, dressed as for death. And she lays eyes upon me and begins to berate me for the death of her child. All I could think was, I thought you loved me. I am swallowed by the earth, ingurgitated by its maw into its tawny heart, and I do not struggle, I do not plead for help. For here, at least I am alone, sheathed away. And after the minutes become millennia, I awaken to dawn. My body gilded in glittering gold in the daylight, the voices that once tormented me into terror ceased. My trepidation toward my awaiting tomorrow departed. And I lift the face of my still grieving mother and set upon her my amber eyes. The reality of my survival strikes her dumbfounded, silent. I remark, oh, how I love me. The mountain of false hope she lies before dissipates into dust. In its wake, simply a poplar tree. And that's all.
Yes. Thank you so much, Zola. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your words and your presence with not only us, but the entire world. I am so excited to follow you and be standing beside you and all the work that you're doing and for the change you're going to make in this world. I love you so much.
I love you too. I really do. Thank y'all for being here and uplifting Black trans voices, uplifting the people that I believe are in the greatest need of uplifting. Thank you. Thank you for appreciating me and every Black trans person that there is to appreciate.
Damn right. Thank you so much, baby. Take care, love.
Bye.
Yes, everybody. So everybody, if you're on these socials, make sure you are following Miss Zola Makeda. She does so much great work throughout the city. She is also a part of the collective Molasses Chicago that I am also in with Onyx and Troya and K Monet. We are actually trying to do work on the streets for all of our Black trans families. So please look us up and donate if you can, or try to share our voices in any way possible. So let's go ahead and bring our next good friend to the stage. We have a few words from award-winning international sex worker and performing artist, Chicago's own community chest. Give it up for Cruel Valentine, y'all.
Thank you, Lucy. Hi, everybody. So when I was first asked to be a part of this, I was sort of looking back through my repertoire and trying to think of new things that I could contribute, new perspectives, new ideas, because I really wanted to address everything that's going on right now. And then the more I thought about it, the more I realized that every day we live our lives, we are, existing under what is going on right now. And that shit is real. And so I decided to pull a couple of pieces that I think best represent my work, that are somewhat applicable to what's going on right now, but I long for a day that we are able to be more than our trauma and more than our pain and more than our blood and more than what entertainment or satisfaction or feel-good feelings we can provide for the rest of the world, because our stories are complex, and I think there's value in that. So yeah, I just want to share a couple pieces with you.
Beautiful.
Upon Tomb for the Departed. The warm breezes that tease skin and shake up false senses blow my hair the same way they blew yours, the same way they will always blow wheat in fields or dust in memories. Humanity ensues, though people perish. We miss holding you and how your eyes would tickle our days. Humanity ensues, though people perish. Your place at the table still sits, waiting to be nourished. Your place at the table still sits, waiting to be nourished. We miss holding you and how your eyes would tickle our days. Please, keep watch. You have changed more in my life than any moment, being, or choice. Even before you ascended, you were just as the million stars in heaven. You have changed more in my life than any moment, being, or choice. The warm breezes that tease skin and shake up false senses blow my hair the same way they blew yours, the same way they will always blow wheat in fields or dust on memories. This one is Letters for Lifetimes and Numbering the Night. One, I've got a crazy kind of warmth in me, new, crimson, clean, finally letting go. A free fall is still a fall, yes, but at least it's free. And down's as good a place to go as any when you need an adventure. I would follow you anywhere. Got so many colors in me now that I'm a palette and a half, keeping your dismal plums and your hellfire clementines at my open breast. My pinking radish ears run flush against my face, threaded with sterling bronze, etc. Gilded for you, they sag. I strip off my bangles, wipe my paints, blink. Unravel my toga, bisect my tunica, bare me. Judgment Day. Inject me. 2, spine erect, collecting all my dues at long last. Wooden shoes make the pace slow but bearable. I am one of those hoofed dreamers, making my way my way. Just keep moving, girl. Keep on smiling through tears like babies at bath time, only skimming the years of the 20-something wasteland. Just a taste of each era is enough. Just a shimmering, sallowy touch of yellow to know that I'm aging the pages. Each smile here is a coconut shanty house containing a hard-earned laugh. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Cruel Valentine. Thank you for sharing those amazing words. Everybody, please, if you, whenever we're back able to, if you see that Cruel Valentine is performing anywhere, make sure to go out and throw them all of the dollars. They also make some amazing pasties and other stuff. So please look them up online. Cruel Valentine, what's your Instagram?
I am at Cruel Valentine on every social and pay platform, so just go nuts.
There you go. So if you want to send money, look them up, do all of that. Thank you again so much for being here and sharing with us tonight.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, everybody. Have a great one. Take care and happy Juneteenth.
Yes, happy Juneteenth. Yes. Amazing, amazing, everybody. This has been so beautiful already. It is just so joyous to me right now that in the midst of all of this that is going on, we are here hearing beautiful art from beautiful Black people and giving them a chance to be heard and be seen. So let's go ahead and bring our next performer to the stage. It will be the digital stage, that is. Looks like we're bringing Barbara McBee. Barbara McBee will be sharing a story titled A View from a Flower about the solitude of other.
What do you mean? You don't know me like that. I pause from plucking my peony bushes. 3 of them bloomed this year, prolific, smaller than normal. I move slowly in the 90-degree heat. I don't know what you mean. I just got some hair from my daughter. I got some buttons. You need some buttons? That's all I'm asking. They were $2. I'll sell them to you for $1. I let my shears drop to my side. He meandered through the alley, black t-shirt and baggy shorts. He was listening to a woman's voice. I hate that motherfucker. His head hung as he wandered off slowly, listening closely to his phone. The protest was a sit-down. White folks protected marchers from the perimeters. A small opening in the street was where they took the mic. Tired of being followed, tired of being chastised, ridiculed, jailed for crimes they never committed, tired of worrying about their kids, tired of being harassed, promising to keep fighting, to build a better world where mundane things, a jog, a walk, a beach, a cafe, school, was a day like any other day. Tired of worrying whether their sons made it home from a trip to the bank. This is what democracy looks like. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Who do you serve? You serve us. Don't shoot, don't shoot. Then it followed. The opportunists, the anarchists, the Aryan Nation, shattering glass, shopping for free with glee. I got what I could. I got hair for my daughter, that's all. You need some buttons? Some loot, woman said, in the street, because they never had access, felt they never would never ever have the income, hungry, unemployed, they lash out, taking what they needed and couldn't afford, taking from where they were never wanted. Can I help you? Accusing voices berate, not serve, assuming brown skin means you came to steal. Have no right there. You don't belong. You don't belong. Watchful eyes everywhere you walk, everything you touch, leaping to the object, certain it found its way in your pocket, your purse, your book bag. Determined if it has not, they continue the stalking. This time will be it. I'll have an arrest at last for a candy bar, a pair of stockings. They jump into the sales conversation, confident we aren't able, not ready to buy, pulling away the salesperson who eagerly splits into a mindless conversation elsewhere because they can, forcing us to wait or leave or complain if we feel so inspired. This shit ain't new. This shit ain't new. 1950s. My beautiful Uncle Charlie, 16, lanky, rolls his long legs out of the car, getting ready to go to a party with my father and my uncles in Los Angeles. Man drove up and jumps out of his car. Think I'ma kill me a nigger today. Uncle Charlie never made it to the party. He bled to death on the way to the hospital. Uncle Alfred was murdered in Texas in the 60s because he was fine. Had some money, dared to go where he pleased. They threw his body on the railroad tracks in Texas. I faced a gun barrel many times, twice because I kissed a girl. The men on horseback paraded, horses trotted for me, spinning in fine gear on that beach. But I kissed a girl and found a row of guns in my face. They call me whore, told me to go home where I belonged because I was unimpressed by horse trot finery. I turned from my flowers and I remember the stores are closed, takeouts, fast food joints, groceries. No food anywhere for blocks and miles. I make lunches, packing everything I can for a day or two for my neighbors until they can drive to an open market. They are men. They have no way to voice it. Teary-eyed in their pride. It takes pulling, thinking deeply to ascertain what's wrong. Why is one hovering over my flowers? Couldn't say he was hungry. I am delighted to do something. My neighbors have shoveled snow, painted my fence, pushed my car out of embankments for years. I make chicken sandwiches. I listen deeply, no judgments. Nothing is open, and his fridge is broken. What's in the bag? He peeps in and smiles. I knew you were sweet. His face lights up like it's Christmas. He won't take the water I offer. I leave something to motivate him to continue, to forge ahead. A bumblebee circles my snow peas, languid, chubby. It signals the heart of summer where everything takes refuge in this treat. How I'm feeling now about chicken sandwiches. Thank you, and we belong.
Thank you so much, Barbara McBee. Everyone in the chat room, give it up, show some love to Barbara McBee. That was a very moving story titled A View from a Flower about the solitude of other. And unfortunately, I think so many Black people and people of color can associate and relate to so much that was going on in that story. So thank you so much for sharing that, Barbara. That was so amazing. Wow. I think that in the chat that's going on right now, they are sharing some information for how to follow artists and find them. Please make sure that you are supporting all of these beautiful artists that you are seeing today beyond the show today, that is a big part of making sure that we are amplifying Black voices and making sure to empower Black people. It's to continue this on past right now. This is a fight that will be continued basically forever. So keep it up, people. So next, we're going to go ahead and bring some music. And we're going to have Shane Calvin joining us. Shane is performing a song titled Keep Asking, which is about being seen as a threat after asking nicely for equity and basic human decency. You're muted, Shane. You better unmute that.
So yeah, that's actually a poem, but thank you very much anyway. Yes.
Okay.
So it goes like this. Here lies the body of the Negro faggot tranny who apparently lost the debate about their own existence that was made up in somebody else's head after somebody else's ancestors poured bleach on top of the noggin of the seed. You fallen into the same alligator mouth that you forgot also treated me like raw meat. All my life I've been moonwalking up mountains of broken glass with my raw feet. How the fuck you steal spices, don't use them, but every time I flaunt my flavor, you salty. You live from my teeth, my hair, my fashion, my shade, and my face, but I be having you dead. Well, I'm just out here living, hoping that I'm not gonna end up dead. The snow queens say I got the most bomb cock balls in head, but when I think he cares about how I feel, I realize it's all in my head. When he said I was pretty for a night sky, my sleep vacated. Hornets trapped in my rib cages with my brain repeating your demeaning cadence. I asked nicely for you to respect my pronouns. I asked nicely when Dan Ryan drew red blood across my city. I asked nicely when slavery was when I learned how to be a pick-me. I asked nicely after you were the reason I died. And yet my culture is somehow the love of your life. So am I gonna keep asking? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Shane. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that so much. Shane, while I have you here on screen, can you please tell everybody else where they can find you on social media?
So you can find me on YouTube at Shane Calvin TV, and you can find me on Instagram at Shane Calvin TV.
Absolutely. I want to make sure to keep supporting you, and I want to make sure all of these other people are too. Thank you for your time today, Shane.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. See, y'all didn't know the show was bringing it to you like this today, did you? These are some words that everybody needs to be hearing, and it just so happens that they're being delivered by some of the best. So you are very welcome, okay? So coming up next, we have Jakari. They will be performing a piece titled Mother, a piece about waving the white flag of surrender, but still speaking on the struggles of battle, and Home, a song about searching for a home in all the wrong places and then finding it within yourself.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I want to say everybody that performed so far did really, really well. Snap, snap, snaps for everybody. Friend, you did your stuff, Shane. So I'm just really glad to be here, and I'm bouncing off the energy, and I'm really enjoying everything. So this first song that I'm going to be doing is called Mother, like you said. So this song, like you said, is about waving the white flag, but I'm still speaking on the struggles of my battle with my mother and our relationship. So yeah, here we go. Yeah. 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 Learned at a young age you wasn't subject to change. Taking your kids change, don't know subjects they study in a sports that they play. Yeah. Listen, yeah. Now I love you, mama, because you birthed me. But I never thought I'd see my daddy grave before I saw you get clean. Dirt under your rug and I was furious. But I'm not judging, I'm just speaking on my experience. I was watching TV, families wanted to be the cast. So my heart was broken and didn't make it to the cast. But this ain't about the past, we got our own path. Like I was on the road to healing and had to stop and get some gas. Mother, I remember when I went through all the struggles. I remember all I wanted was to hug you, but you was always out my life and in some trouble. Yeah, mother, I remember when I went through all the struggles. I remember all I wanted was to hug you, but you was always out my life and in some trouble. Yeah. So that was entitled Mother. And the next song that I'm gonna be doing is called Home. So with this song, it was really me speaking to my younger self. And I was speaking to my younger self about all the trials and tribulations that that he's went through. That is a different person in my eyes. And all the trials and tribulations he went through, and how he searched for that home and ended up finding it within himself through all of that. So that's what this is about. And I also want to say that everything that I speak about in my music, I speak from my own experience, and in no way am I projecting it on any other situation other than this one. So if you hear derogatory terms, just know that that's me speaking on my experience. Yeah.
That's 100 points.
Daddy never holds you in. Mothers never had a jail long enough to get to know you. Rest in peace, your mom, Alice. Glad they ain't put in no casket. You was 6 at the time. I know you never really got past that. So your daddy was a drunkie. Hey, your mama was a dope fiend. So you went to school and got grades after C and E. You was only passing PE. Then you went and made a baby just to give you a reason to be. Listen. Yeah. You watched the strongest person in your life lose their life before your eyes. And I know you remember that day when he had tears in his eyes. You ain't never seen your daddy with tears in his eyes. He was like, baby, everything gonna be all right. You thought he was lying. But you home now, you home now, you home now. It's been too long now. And I know that, but it's all right because we home now. We home now, we home now. It's been too long now. And I know that, but it's all right, daddy. I'm home now. I'm home now, I'm home now, mama, I'm home now. I'm home now, I'm home now, daddy, I'm home now. I'm home now, I'm home now, mama, I'm home now. I'm home now, I'm home now, I'm home. Yeah. So those were the two songs. Before I go, I just want to say thank y'all. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank y'all for listening. I also want to say everybody did amazing. And so follow me on social media. Everything is Jakari Earl, Jakari Earl. If you have any trouble, just Google my name and all my social medias will show up. My Instagram name is different though, very much for the Google me. My the name is Kari, no spaces. If you want to follow me there. And yeah, just once again, thank you so much, you guys. And I appreciate the opportunity to be able to share this with everybody.
Oh, thank you so much again, Jakari. Oh my God, everybody that's in the room, make sure you give it up for Jakari. They already told you everywhere that you can follow them at, so go ahead, do that. Google them, okay?
Google
Jakari Earl. You know what's up. So amazing. Thank you again. Thank you, baby. I am just blown away by this showing of talent tonight. This is so fantastic and brilliant. I'm following everybody from here on out, and I can't wait to support all of these artists outside of this, as I hope all you will be too. So coming up next, we actually have a friend. Yes, Osiris will be performing Jimmy Cracked What? This is about a young trans child from the west side of Chicago who seeks to find her own truth as the world around her has different plans.
Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's up? Hey. All right. So here we are. I know I'm going to go off script because that's what I do, honey. I saw already.
Yes.
Look here. Hey, we are the day before Juneteenth. There is a massive shift happening in the planet, and I am honored and I am proud to be here celebrating Pride with all of you. And I really want to extend all of my thanks to everybody for allowing us to be present in this moment and for living in this space and being able to do all of these things. And I want to open with something from the one and only Osiris Khepera. It is normally how several groups tend to end the protests, but I want to give it to you right now. And we can't do call and response because we in a Zoom meeting or whatever, you know how it goes. But if you want to say it after me, go ahead, okay? It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and protect each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and protect each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and protect each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. The space was ours. Our own private little stretch of land that bore fruits all its own. Their stock ran rampant as today's lasted for eternities, as tomorrow began long after sundown. Wants and wishes roamed the rainbowed blocks, and searches for pots of gold began anew nightly. A scene of the vampiric nature, a time when friending the night meant survival in the morning, a place where hustlers and hoes mingled with students and accountants. The only rules that matters were the ones you created, alliances forged at a moment's notice over a shared blunt or a swig of another's chosen elixir, often led to debauchery and cluelessness which reigned supreme. We had no idea if what we were doing was right. All we knew is that it was, and it was fun. Initially, the lines were drawn with picket signs. We marched from one end of our aisle to the other, miles clocked as the crowd thickened and made its way to the water's edge. And like whales returning to their place of origin from points unknown, we opened dialogues fraught with sexual tension. At home, in most cases, the ability to make that happen didn't exist, so we made our wishes wings and flew to the hidden spaces. And the kiss of our progeny felt right and good. It became consolation. It determined our future goals. Short term anyway. Each of us seeking the blood of Dracula's arm. Each proudly and boldly claiming to be slaves to the rhythm. We tore down walls and replaced them with the pictures in our mind's eye. We tore at reality with a razor's embrace. In the dark, our every want was met there on that secret isle that had been born from a collective sequestered need for immortality. Now, if the sun began to ascend before our nocturne had completed its necessities, well, we shunned her warmth in silver-darkened rooms that reflected little more than our need for rewriting history. Our idealism plagued us, but in the night, we found release. That was then. It's recently come to my attention that there are all kinds of genderqueer theorists genderqueer theorizing about what I've known for eons. That this is some bullshit. Posit. A child born to a Black family on the west side of Chicago. Yes, her mama had a boy. Mama named him James after his daddy, but little Jimmy's got a secret. See, since freshman year of high school, he's been traveling out to Boys Town as Jacinda. Now, one day just before senior prom, Jacinda begins to feel a little ballsy, shall we say. I'm tired of being cooped up inside a life that ain't never felt right. She chooses to let her folks know that Jimmy ain't going to prom. Jacinda is. Well, mama passes out. Daddy curses God. Big brother curses mama. And baby sister shouts, finally, I have a big sister. And you all know what happens next. Little Jimmy can come home anytime he wants, but that bitch Jacinda better not ever show her face around these parts again. With tears in her eyes, Jacinda runs out into the world and onto the streets of Belmont. And there at night, Jacinda finds solace in a gaggle of gadflies and ganders, birds of a feather who flock to corners at sunset, rising from daytime crypts like so many daughters of the dust. Oft maligned and wholly misunderstood, these ladies of the night stand poised, controlling what they know of these streets until the gloaming, you know, that time just before sunrise. Solace finds them through an elaborate system of gay houses where voguing, fashion, and shade reign supreme. But there, this story repeats a familiar refrain. Newfound self-identities get revised by the chosen family. It comes ready-made with a new mom, new dad, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins. Where had they been all of Jacinda's life? But as the sun creeps its way toward tomorrow, these ladies often seek shelter more often than not in the places that they know, places they once feared, places imbued with the bitter taste of unwanted familiar, the arms and beds of tonight's homie lover friend. Jacinda soon finds herself no exception. She tries at first to avoid these trappings of the night, spending precious daylight hours working at a little job at a local hood clothing store, forcing herself into the nun's habit of Jimmy for a few hours every day. But loose masks have a tendency to fall sloppily away, and one too many fights on the way back to her house mother's apartment. One too many catcalls of faggot whilst waiting for the bus coming from the closet queens who just aren't man enough to speak their own truth. One too many soulless, shame-filled stares from family as they catch the briefest of glimpses in public. Jacinda finds herself wanting to retreat more and more from the world she once knew when she's 17. Or still to fall under the city of Chicago's youth curfew. She's replete with the soul of a warrior twice her age, the streets adding hard-earned wisdom to her youthful face, and Jacinda's moaning now. Shooting and popping black market estrogen as often as she can afford it. I mean, her skin is softer, her hair is longer, her voice is changing again, her breasts are growing. Fitting into Jimmy for work don't happen so easy anymore. Another fight, this one worse than the last few, and Jacinda's got a record now. It happened at work to add insult to injury, and now when she visits the corners of supposed respite and retreat, Vera, you know, the police, 12, they're keeping a watchful eye on this one. See, breaks don't come easy when shit gets greasy. See, mama always said, don't pick up no habit your ass can't afford to keep. Now to Jimmy, listen, Jacinda don't know shit about that life. Johnny Quest said, hit that pipe or else, bitch, you ain't getting paid tonight. Kenny Blue says, try this too or else, now trick, I'm through with you. Now Horace Green, yeah, he got that thing, but Green ain't only for the name, Puff. She ain't start off to run tonight. But life's been like shooting crap ass dice. Your turn, Jacinda. 7. Roll again. 7. Roll again. 7. Roll again. How long is hot streak gonna last? Posit. A young trans child so full of life and afraid to die makes a complete 180, becomes an activist, an advocate for young trans people of color, begins to paint swaths of rainbow calla lilies on buildings as a graffiti artist, calling for an end to the racially motivated, socioeconomic, patrilineal genocide coming from the Caucasian elders in the town of Boys. Her voice is strong, her persona immense, her drive is flawless. She spurred change with a pen and a can of paint. Her life flourishes in ways that would make some of us jealous. Woo, rainbows and unicorns, right? This ain't that movie. This is some completely avoidable, unnecessary, all too true, and much too common bullshit. Posit. A young trans girl fell game to the streets. But the streets she wanted ain't want her. And try as she might, with street living and fighting for a fix comes working roots and more self-displacement, more removal of a moral compass until all that's left is an arrow pointing down with rock bottom nowhere in sight. Now slow down, Jim Shoe, that ground is coming up fast. See, mama pretended not to care. Daddy only wanted his son back. Big bro wanted little Jimmy too. Now little sis, y'all all know, she wanted Jacinda. And they say that time heals all wounds, right? But 7 years of not seeing your family takes its toll, though. See, nobody has the power to hurt you like your kin. Nobody expected to see Jimmy for the first time at 24 years old on the cover of the Windy City Times. Jacinda had OD'd last week. The family missed the funeral. She'd run in search of them sapphire summers, but all she found was hard rocks and dry earth. I'm sorry, baby. Was never no gemstones and flower gardens over here. And that rainbow, it sure don't taste like Skittles. Your turn, Jacinda. Snake eyes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Osiris. That was extremely powerful. Thank you for sharing that with us today.
Thank you.
Your work is phenomenal beyond my own words, and I appreciate you so much for sharing that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Please take care. Everyone that's out there watching this now, I know we're going to be posting more information on how to follow and support Osiris. Please make sure that you are doing that. That is a voice, and that is work that needs to be heard and seen across the world. Wow, I am blown away. I'm so full of Black joy right now. I am so happy to be a part of this and to be experiencing every single part of this today. And I really hope that everyone here is also. We have one more performance, a reading that is coming from the Honorable Angelina Nordstrom, and we'll be performing poetry entitled The Black Widow.
Thank you so much for that introduction. And I'm loving this look. It is gorgeous. You want to tell me eyeshadow and stuff from? Because I might need some. So, I actually have not written in so long, and that's because so much has happened and so much has been happening. And understanding the complexities of what's been going on, I just had to put something together as far as my thoughts, because they're always kind of in several places. They're always just in a disarray, because there's never going to be any logic to any sense of prejudice. So that's where Black Widow comes from. So now I'm going to perform Black Widow. Woman of my own who still exists, out of survival despite critical shit, who resists to undo the twist of truthfulness. Truth is, I spilt it. Does that make me that bitch, or does that make me the fix? Envy comes in all colors, but it hits the chocolate skin empress. How? By exterminating her man. Shit. Wow. By way of those in blue who insist now that their existence consists of a threat through no clenched fists. White wrath threatens my centerness because I'm done with the center's shit. I want to be more than a name on their list to confirm affirmative action with a death wish. White is right while black is blacklisted. Assist beyond helping royalty exist. The black temperament has them pissed. The whack temperament got them dismissed. So we lose our own and we grieve alone. But instead of supporting Black lives, we're still fighting like we're sister wives. Just breathe. Instead of free. Do Black lives matter in this place? What about Black trans lives in this case? Are we Black or are we trans? Don't replace. Black trans women gets killed for being a disgrace by a Black cis man with no will to touch base with his spirit to ban evil from his bold face. Brave face finds her way in a brave space, make way for her to get a brave taste, a liberation vibration on a speed chase. My communication nation has been displaced because of the distance from my birthplace. That teases loss of that warm embrace that I miss when the bullies try to deface and mistake my gender as sex replace. Niggas don't see their causes out of place. It's fuck her as Black trans women survive in space, whether she gave him the kiss of grace or if she just living in truth without a trace. Niggas are killing my girls because they're scared to embrace the fact that we're at the forefront of every movement that take place. Yet Black trans women are not valued at trace. Is this a movement or is this supremacy at the base? All Black lives matter because we're royalty, not a rat race. Love yourself so you won't have to save face. So we lose our own and we grieve alone. But instead of supporting Black lives, we're still fighting like we're sister wives. Just breathe and let it go. Thank you.
Yes. Everyone in those comments, please give it up again for the Honorable Angelina Nordstrom. Miss Angelina, how can we find you on social media and support you?
Oh, well, first place is YouTube, Angelina Nordstrom. On Instagram, it's the Honorable Angelina Nordstrom, is all one word. And on Twitter, it's Angel Nordstrom. And on Facebook, you can look up my page. It's the Honorable Angelina Nordstrom. You could put the at in front of it so you can find me. So, but thank you all so much, and happy early Juneteenth, and let's value all the Black lives, every single Black life. How about that?
Yes, absolutely. How about that? Thank you again, Angelina. And girl, whenever you need some eyeshadow, I got you, bro. I got you.
Thank you. And maybe them lashes too. I'm loving it.
They're yours, girl. They are yours.
Thank you, gorgeous.
Thank you. Take care. Wow, y'all. I can't believe it, but we are now here at the end of our amazing showing that we had, this Raise Your Voice program. I just have to say again, thank you so much that everyone that has been here supporting these artists and watching them. If there's anything I want you to take away from this, just like Angelina just said, all Black lives matter. All Black lives need your support at this moment. Black trans lives need your support, especially Black trans women. Make sure that you are supporting every Black person in your life, no matter what, because that is what is especially important right now for this moment. And make sure that you're having our back in this fight, because we got a long fight to go. As you've seen, people have been doing this same fight for the past 400 years, and here we still are. So please get ready, because we're going to need everybody a part of this battle, because we got a long battle coming. So that being said, I'm going to have Kelly join me back on the screen. Kelly, you out there? Kelly. There you go.
Hi. I am back here, Lucy. I'm back. Wow, what an incredible evening, right?
It was amazing.
I have to say, I'm just so touched. I'm glad that my face wasn't showing, because my jaw was literally on the floor, and I was like this, like tuned into every single word, every phrase, every pause. I felt it. I didn't just hear it. I didn't just see you all, the phenomenal performers. I felt it. And I just want to say that I'm really honored to share space here with you all, as well as all of you who are tuning in and just chiming in via the chat and offering encouragements and sharing your reflections on what resonated with you from all of the really talented storytellers and singers who shared. So first, I just want to thank each performer. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of this. Helping us re-envision Pride, right? Lucy, would you say in a different way? I mean, it's a heavier Pride this year. Nevertheless, I think that doesn't mean we don't have pride in who we are 365 days a year. So Pride isn't just a month, right? It is every single day, every moment, especially when we're living in a time now where we see so much lack of respect for human life. Black life in particular too, a lack of respect for the dignity of life. We see a lot of bullying. We see a lot of hurtful behavior in person, online. We see a rise of white supremacist activity. We see a rise of xenophobia. We see a rise of sexism and misogyny and misogynoir. There's all of that happening, and we just are in the wake of some really horrific events, you know, that have happened in terms of killing and all of that. But something that's very moving to me is that is not the only thing that's happening. What's also happening is that we have us here, people who actually do love and respect each other. We have and know how to create community. We've been doing this all the time. Black folks, queer folks, LGBTQ folks. There's a reason why in LGBTQ communities we call each other family, because we've often had to create our family because some of our families of origin have rejected or shunned us, right? And this is across race, this is across ethnicity. And so as Black queer folks, we know what it's like to also celebrate and to create and tap into joy and to actually transform pain into generosity and love and compassion and empathy. And I can't remember who it was that said this, but our pain and our struggles and sufferings and all of those things are real, but we are also more than that. We are more than our collective oppression. We are more than our collective pain. And I think that, you know, if we just think about what was shared here this evening, the stories, the songs, all of it, just also shows the creativity, the humanity, the stories, the diversity. Black queerness is not flat and monolithic. We are as diverse as any other group. And I think that, you know, I'm hoping that so many of you who tuned in can really feel that and hear that. So I just am very honored to be with all of you here tonight, because I think even in the midst of very difficult times, it's always important to amplify and elevate our humanity and our voices, and to share space where we can hold each other up and we can celebrate. There's always something to celebrate. We are just a wonderful, magical, creative, dynamic, diverse people. And so that makes me very, very proud to be here tonight with you. And I have tremendous pride. So I wanna thank also you, Lucy. First of all, you look fabulous. And it was an honor to have you MC. And thank you so much for just gracing us with your presence and your own wise words and words of encouragement and wisdom, and all of your fabulosity. So I just want to thank you. And it was a real honor. I just want to wish everyone here a happy Pride, however you choose to recognize, honor, or celebrate it. And our lives matter. Our voices matter. And as Barbara said, we belong.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yay!
And happy Juneteenth.
Yes.
Charlie, y'all are fabulous. Thank you so very much. I was hoping we were all going to come back up at the end, but whatever. Girl, yes.
Well, we can.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Oh, we're brilliant. I have messaged most of you already on Instagram, but it's fine. Barbara, I know you. Kelly,
I'm using my
Thank you. Thank you all for following me. Thank you.
You all look
Thank you.
fabulous. What a great looking bunch.
Thank
know.
you.
Y'all are amazing.
Thank you all.
so very
Happy
much.
Juneteenth.
Thank you. Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy
Happy
Juneteenth,
Pride. All of
family.
that.
Happy Pride.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Happy
so much.
Pride.
Thanks,
Don't-
everybody.
Ciao, y'all. Thank you.